Okay, so apparently we're going to do this video blog as if you were a very small person living inside my closet, because I've set you inside my closet. That's why you have the t-shirts probably in your way. I like to set down the camera as much as possible, that way I can gesture and do body language. Big fan of body language. And obviously, you know, we're doing a soft light video blog, and since we're doing a soft light video blog, we might as well make this a soft video blog, one that pertains to emotions, of babbling, of gushing, of telling you how I feel. We got off the phone, and I don't know if my response or my reassurance or reaffirm meant of the situation was an appropriate one, or a decent one, or if it helped you in any aspect. But I was trying to approach it from a clinically logical standpoint, because right now your emotions are running high, you might be panicking a little bit, and to me in this aspect, like, I think what you need at that point is a logical pillar, someone who will tell you that honestly, statistically, like from a clinical perspective, you'll be fine. You know, I have no doubt in my mind that this is like not going to turn into any sort of like big fiasco or any sort of like really bad situation. You know, I don't. It's not so much from a fear, or it's not so much from like an empty belief, you know, but I believe that this isn't really a bad situation yet. You know, if it becomes one, it'll be fixed. But as it pertains to right now, you know, it's nothing to really panic about, you know? And so that's the logic of the situation when I was on the phone with you. And I felt that that's what you needed at that moment. Because, like, being emotional, I don't know if being emotional at that moment would have helped. So, if it will help, that's what this blog is about to be. This is the emotional aspect of that. The emotional aspect is that, like, before calling you, or before you called me on the phone, and while I was on the phone with you, I was thinking to myself how I wish it was an STD. I was wishing before you called me, I'm like, I hope it is an STD. Because, and that's why, like, I wasn't really, like, jumping for joy on the phone when you told me it was cervical cancer, because, like, you know, the personal self-interested joy of the fact that knowing I don't have an STD is totally and completely outweighed by the fact that there's something affecting you. And the reason why I was wishing that it was an STD was, if it was an STD, then I felt like both of us would have it, and both of us would get through it. You know, we would be there for each other, you know, in kind of like, you know, in toto, in tandem. We would both be suffering from the same thing. And whereas this, like, it's very much, of course I want to martyr, and I want to, you know, take on your problems as my own, and I wish it was affecting me and not you, that sort of thing. And so it is affecting you, and I wish there was something that I could give you more than just this video blog, or more than just, you know, being your logical pillar, or trying to be your logical pillar. You know, of course I am a man, and I do entertain, and you know this very well, I do entertain that sort of notion that I need to fix things. But also at the same time, I'm like, I'm of the thought process that, like, women don't always want the guy to fix things. You know, and men, for like certain reasons, should scale back from that notion, because like women don't always want us to fix what is going on with them. And so very much in this instance, like, by you going through this alone with all of the shit going on around you, this kind of experience, although it seems overwhelming and scary and terrifying, and you're probably panicking about it right now, the sense that you're going through it alone, well, pseudo alone, it will build self-reliance, because you'll get through it basically by yourself. And to be honest with you, this sort of notion or this sort of incident that's occurring is an internal physiological process, so you have to get through it alone. Nobody else is going through it with you. And so that aspect may be terrifying right now, but when it's all over, you'll have like kind of the reassurance and the reaffirmment that like you did it by yourself. And to me, the logical side, sorry, I'm bleeding logic into this. The logical side of that sees it as you building self-reliance. You're being more independent. But the emotional aspect is that, yes, technically you are alone through this process, because like it's something going on inside your body. You're the one who's going to have to undergo the surgery. You're the one who's going to have to undergo the treatment, and so on and so forth. However, in no shape or form are you alone. Distance barring, and even so, like if you were to have, say, like a surgery or something, distance will not bar me. I will be there for you. And I don't know how much of this you're taking for granted, and how much of this you're just like, oh, I know, he'll be there for me, that's what he should do. But don't take this for granted. Please don't take it for granted. Because like if you could like qualitatively measure, or not qualitatively, quantitatively measure what I mean by saying like I'll be there for you, it's a lot, dude. So please don't take it for granted when I say that, or if I'm saying it more than once, and don't think that it's like the standard typical boyfriend obligation thing, because it is much more than that. You should know by now I don't play by those rules. Those rules bore me. But I will be there for you, and know that I mean that when I say that I'll be there for you. I will be your tall, dark man who will, hold your head against his chest and hold you tight and pet your hair and tell you that everything will be okay. I know that's a very trite and very kind of cliche image, I imagine, but I will be that for you, now and in the future. So, I love you.